Soil series evolutions. The Telos soil series has been evolving over the past 100,000 years into 6 distinct horizons. The key change that occurred over this time was the addition of organic matter. It has been this constant addition of organic matter from plants and animals with plenty of extra water that turned the parent material into the Telos soil series. Today, the soil is characterized by 2 O horizons, which have deposited much of their nutrients into the horizons below. The time span for the Ashworth soil series is unknown. However, it is known what the parent materials are. The first one being glacial outwash, and later on in its development, volcanic ash. The glacial outwash brought in the first sediments that began this profile, which small plants likely took over. After some time, a nearby volcano went off and covered the topsoil in ash. The ash in the soil made it much more fertile than before, and this time a forest started to form here. The decaying leaf litter provides plenty of nutrients for the trees and understory plants. Differences in plant available water. The Telos soil series has so much water in it year-round that it is just shy of being considered a bog or swamp. The regular coastal precipitation and high water table mean that water is not a limiting factor for plant growth in this area. By comparison, the Ashworth series is more standard when it comes to plant available water. With low summer precipitation and high evapotranspiration, the Ashworth series spends much of its wetter months recharging water lost during the summer. For plants, water is not available year-round like the Telos series. Differences in plant and animals. The Telos series is located in Maine, and in terms of animals, they have plenty of moose, white-tailed deer, black bears, bobcats, coyotes, fishers, otters, beavers, martens, and hares. In terms of plants, it is largely dominated by balsam fir, jack pine, with lower-lying plants such as sweetgale and myricagale. By comparison, the Ashworth series animals tend to be animals such as grizzly bear, wolves, white-tailed deer, also beavers, elk, bighorn sheep, and coyotes. They have a more diverse plant life with lodgepole pine, Douglas fir, spruce, twinflower, beargrass, dwarf huckleberries, and morel mushrooms. Drought and flooding resistance. The species that live on the Telos series are accustomed to regular flooding and have adapted to an abundance of water. However, if a prolonged drought were to occur in the region, the species that live there would be relatively incapable of adapting quick enough considering how much water they typically have. Since the Ashworth series goes through a regular period every summer where evapotranspiration is much higher than precipitation, the plants and wildlife are somewhat acclimated to regular periods where water is less common. However, it is unlikely for the Ashworth series to go into a drought every year, so prolonged periods of drought would be much more detrimental to the species living upon it. Thank you for viewing our presentation today, and we hope you enjoyed.